Hi everyone, welcome to Synergy Life this afternoon. My name is Anja and I have prepared another Pilates session for you. The session should take us about 45 minutes. All you need is a mat and a folded up towel. If you don't have a towel, you can, if you don't have a mat, you can work on a soft carpet as well. Okay, just to let you know, if any of you have any injuries or maybe back pain, work at your own pace. Choose the exercises which will feel comfortable for you and take breaks as needed. So we're going to start off with a quick body check just to make sure that our body is in the correct alignment. So you start off with your feet together. You're going to turn your toes out to the side, have your heels follow, so your feet are directly under your hips. Hello, Marisa, nice that you're watching, very happy about that. You need to place your pelvis in an upright position. So you want to make sure that you don't have a flat back, you don't have a very big arch, you have something comfortable in between where you have a little inward curve in the lower part of your spine, which is your neutral spine position. Then you want to soften your rib cage. You connect your rib cage to your pelvis, you open up your collarbones wide, you have your shoulder blades sliding down your back, your head is floating up towards the ceiling, and your ears are aligned right over your shoulders. Now we need to think about our tummy muscles. So last week I told you to imagine that you're putting on a tight pair of jeans. You're closing the zip very slowly. See if you can feel those deep tummy muscles tighten up. If not, you might want to imagine that you're drawing your sit bones together from underneath. Maybe this cue will work better for you. So keeping those muscles nice and tight and that nice upright posture, we're just going to shift our weight from one foot to the other. Keep your feet on the floor. You're just shifting your weight for now. Okay. And think about your breathing now. In Pilates, you want to take deep breath into the sides and back of your rib cage, where your lungs are. Your tummy stays nice and tight. Okay, and then from here, you're going to spread your weight evenly across both feet, and you also spread out your toes on the floor. Hello, Carmen. Nice to have you watching as well. So let's start off with our warm-up. Give me shoulder rolls, just with your right shoulder for now. So get that shoulder moving. Okay, you just have 3 more coming up. And then from here, you place your right hand on your right shoulder. Your right elbow goes up to the ceiling. You reach all the way across, so you feel a nice stretch along the side of your body. Come back to the center. Right hand again on the right shoulder. Elbow going up towards the ceiling. Reach across and come back. We do one more. Hand on the shoulder. Elbow up. Big reach across and come back. Now, warming up that left shoulder. So roll your shoulder back, nice big movements here. Nice to know that some of my regular students are watching the class. Okay, 3 more circles coming up. And then you're going to place your left hand on your left shoulder. The elbow goes up. You're going to reach diagonally across, and you come back. Again, hand, elbow, reach, and back. One more time. And hand, and elbow, big reach, and come back. From here, you're going to float both arms above your head. Keep your rib cage in place. Take your hands behind your head without moving your chin forward. You're going to shrug your shoulders up and down. Release your arms down by your side, and do that again. Big reach up. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Now we shrug the shoulders up, release, and down. Give me one last one here. And after the shoulder shrug, you're going to hold it here, elbows wide open. Now, keeping your hips facing forwards, you're going to take it into your spine twist here. So you're going to breathe out, turn to one side without letting your hips move. And breathe in, come back to the center. So it's not a very big movement. We just want to warm up the upper part of our spine. Okay, so whatever is above your belly button can move. Whatever is below needs to stay still. We just have one last one coming up. And then you release your arms down by your side. Place your hands on your hips. And we're going for some calf raises here. So the toes are spread out. Try to keep your ankles as steady as you can. Breathe out, rolling up. Breathe in, back down. Now let's put in our arms again. Reach up and release. Reaching up and release. Remember to keep your shoulders away from your ears. Just one more, and then we're going to slow this down a little bit. So you're going to hold it on your reach, bring your hands behind your head, reach back up, and roll down. Again, reaching up. Stay on your toes, fold up your elbows, reach up and down. One last one. Reach, fold, reach back up and down. Now even slower. We're going to put our shoulder shrugs back into this now. So it requires quite a bit of balance there on your toes. Shrug, release, and down. Just try to give me one last one here. Hold, balance, shrug, release, and down. Well done, everybody. We're going to take a wider step now. So you have your toes turned out to the side. Make sure that your hips are comfortable with the turn out. Hands on your hips, your back is nice and long, and you're just going to bend your knees a couple of times. Make sure that your knees go in line with your toes and not to the front. So just warming up your legs a little bit here. We're not leaning forwards, keep your chest wide open. And then you're going to hold it on the next one here. Now, the lower you go, the more you will start feeling your legs. If your legs get tired, you just take it a little bit further up. You're going to reach your arms out to the front, and we're going to do some chest openings here. So you're going to breathe in, reach your arm out to the side, breathe out back to the front. Now, it's important that you keep your knees turned out to the side. Your hips are not moving. So it's similar to the spine twist we did before. Just give me one more on each side. Okay, hold it here. Place your hands on your hips. Make sure that your chest is still wide open. Roll your right heel off the floor. Take the heel back down. Roll your left heel off the floor. Now see if you can take both heels away from the floor. If you can't, don't worry, put your heels back down, and we're just going for tiny pulses here. So you're going to feel your legs waking up. Just a few more pulses coming up there. I'm going to count you down for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Hold it here. Take your heels back down. If you wish to go down lower, feel free. Otherwise, we're going to lift the left heel off the floor now. We're just going to repeat this set very quickly. Right heel off the floor, and then both heels off the floor. See if you can balance, and give me tiny pulses here. So I can feel my legs starting to work now. I hope you can as well. So let's count it down for 5. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And take your heels down, lengthen out, and give those legs a bit of a shake. Now we're going to work on backward lunges. So if you're facing me, just make sure there's nothing behind you which you could slip on. If you have slippery socks, you might want to remove them for this one as well. I'm going to step on my mat here. Okay, so make sure you have a big space behind you. Hands on your hips, starting with our right leg here. So start with a small step. See how that feels. If you have knee pain, keep your steps small. If not, you can start making your steps a little bit bigger until you take it into a full lunge here. Breathing in back, breathing out to push off, to come back to the front. Good. Now, if this is enough, stay here. Otherwise, you could add a knee lift here. Okay, so you step back and lift. So watch your balance here. If you're doing a small step, you can still do your knee lift there. Now we can add on some arms as well to this. Back and up. You're not leaning forward. You're keeping your shoulders over your hips. Give me 3 more there. And 2 and 3. And hold it here. See if you can balance. If it gets wobbly, just put your toes back down to the floor. If not, stay as you are. Reach your arms out to the side. And just see if you can turn your head to one side. back to the center, and over to the other side. Again, center, side, center, whoops, gets a bit wobbly, side, and back to the front. Now, lunge your right leg back again. Tug your hip forwards, so we're getting a bit of a stretch at the front of our thigh and hip. If you reach your right arm up now, and then slightly across, you will feel that stretch even more. So just hold it here for a few seconds. And then release your arm. Push your right heel down to the floor. So we want to stretch our calves now. You might have to shift your weight slightly forwards. So hold it there. And then float your arms diagonally above your head into a V shape. Relax your shoulders. Take your arms slightly back to get your chest to open up. Hold it there. Good. And then release. Now we've got the same thing coming up on the other side. So I'll be turning around, going to the other side of my mat. Start off with small steps. So anybody with bad knees, you stay with your small steps. Otherwise, take it further here. Breathe in and back together. Good. Watch your balance here. Try to keep your body as steady as you can. Good. Once you feel ready, you can put your knee lift back into this. So back and up. Good. And then again, you can put your arms into this as well, just to give it a bit more intensity. Try not to let your body wobble. Keep your shoulders over your hips. 3 more coming up. Last one now. Okay, again, see if you can balance here. If not, take the toes down. We reach our arms out to the side once more, and you try turning your head. One side, other side. Good. One leg might feel wobblier than the other. And from here, take a big lunge back with your left leg now. Tuck your hip under, so you get a nice stretch at the front of your hip and thigh. And then the left arm goes up, and you reach all the way across. Okay, let's release that stretch. You're going to push your back heel into the floor, the left one. Shift your weight slightly forwards, so you can start feeling that stretch in your calves. Again, float your arms diagonally above your head. Relax the shoulders and open up your chest a little bit. Maybe you spent your day sitting in front of a computer, so it's important to get that chest to open up. Okay, and release from here. Now, we're going to take it down to the mat now. So I'll put my small mat on here. You can put your folded up towel next to the mat for now. I'll have a quick sip of water, and then I join you on all fours on your mat. So here we go now. Okay, so we're going to start on all fours. I want you to bring your knees right under your hips. Your hands are slightly forwards of your shoulders. And we're just going to warm up our spine a little bit more. So you tuck your tailbone under. You round your back towards the ceiling. Relax your head between your arms. Feel it stretch across your back. Breathe and hold. And as you breathe out, lift your tailbone. Lengthen out your spine and look straight ahead of you. And again, breathing in to prepare, breathing out. Tuck your tailbone under, round your back towards the ceiling. Relax your head. So it looks a bit like an angry cat, like this. Now from here, you're going to lift your tailbone. So you're turning into a happy dog. Lengthen out your back, look in front of you. We'll just do one last set here. So tailbone under. Back to the angry cat, shoulders away from the ears, and then turn into a happy dog, tail going up, spine lengthening out, and looking right in front of you. Okay, well done. Now from here, find a position in between those two stretches where your spine is in its neutral position. Your tummy needs to be nice and tight. Make sure that you're not sinking down in between your shoulders, so you need to lift your breastbone away from the mat. And we're moving straight into swimming here. We're going to slide our left leg along the floor and lift the right arm at the same time. Come back to the center. Now, I want you to have a quick look at your hips. Make sure that your hips stay directly above your knees. Once you've checked it out, lift your head again and look between your hands as if you were reading a book. Your back stays nice and long. Imagine you have a tray of glasses resting across your back. Now we can start adding a leg lift here. So you breathe out to lift and lengthen. See if you can breathe in to hold, and then breathe out. Go back down to the floor. Breathe in whilst you're switching over to the other side, not moving your hips. Breathe out, lift, lengthen, breathe in, hold. Try to stay as still as you can. Go back down. We're just going to do that very slowly, one more time on each side. Breathe and hold. Don't lift the leg too high. You don't want to arch your back. Take it back down. One more time. Right arm, left leg. Back is nice and long. Lift your tummy away from the material of your trousers. Now we go for another lift. Left arm and right leg. You're going to hold it here and just see if you can close your eyes for a couple of seconds and still keep your balance there. Okay, open your eyes again. Take your hand and knee back down. Try the other side now. So lengthen out. Hold it here. See how it feels when you close your eyes. It usually gets a bit wobblier. And then slowly release it back down. Now we're going to do an exercise which is called threading the needle. It's a nice stretch. So take the hand which is closest to me. The palm is facing upwards. You're going to breathe out. Slide your hand from underneath the other arm until your shoulder and ear go down to the floor. And then breathe in to come back. Other arm. Slide the hand towards me now. Breathing out. And breathing in to come back. Keep your bottom right above your knees. We're going to do 2 more to each side here. So arm reaching to the front. See how far you can reach with that hand. One more time on each side, please. Breathing out to reach. Breathing in to come back. Last one, coming up here. Okay, so now we're ready on all fours. We're going to change position. We're going onto our side now. So you need your folded up towel. I'm going to lie on my right side first. Okay, your knees are slightly bent. Your feet are in line with your bottom. We're going to do a series of clamshells here, which is hopefully really going to work one side of your bottom at a time. You're going to relax your head on your folded up towel and the underneath arm. Now let's lengthen out our waist a little bit so that you get that tiny space from underneath your waist. Take your top hip slightly forwards. Place your fingertips right behind your hips and then slowly lift up your knee. It's a small movement, but hopefully you can feel those muscles right behind your hip starting to work. So this is your clam level 1. I'm going to take it up to level 2 now. So you have your feet off the floor, but they're still in line with your bottom and back. Now here the movement comes a little bit bigger now. Breathe out, lift and squeeze. Breathe in, release. Let's go for 10 more. So I'm going to be counting you down. So it's number 1 and number 2. So if Carmen is still watching, she usually does the counting for me. This was number 3, number 4, and number 5. Squeeze those muscles in your back pocket halfway through. Number 6, number 7. Keep the space from underneath your waist, please. 8, and 9, and 10. And you're going to hold it here. We're going to work on small ones now. So the knee just goes halfway down and back up. And you have another 10 here. And 10, and 9, and 7, 6. Don't let your hip roll backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. See if you can lift the knee a little bit higher, and it's important to keep the knee up here now. We're going to lengthen out the top leg diagonally towards the ceiling and fold back up. So you have 10, you have 9, and 8, and 7, and hopefully you can feel your bottom work by now. 6, and only 5 more. The knee stays up here. 4, you're not rolling back. 3, and 2, and 1. Hold it here. Just lengthen out your underneath leg. Tug your toes either behind the knee or behind your calves. And we're going to finish off with clam level 3, where you just take the knee a bit closer to the floor and you lift back up. So you have 10 here. Make sure that your hips are not rolling back. 9, and 8. Your waist is still nice and long. 7, 6, and 5, and 4. Make sure your chin is not too close to your chest. 3, and 2, and 1, and just hold it here. We finish off with 10 small ones. So down, up, 9, and 7, and 6, and 5, almost there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we're ready on this side here. Take the knee forward, give your bottom a bit of a clap. From here, we're going to take it into a modified side plank. So I need you to place your elbow right underneath your shoulder here. Lift your waist away from the floor. So you get a nice big space from underneath your arm and waist. And if you don't have any shoulder injuries, you can lift your hips away from the floor. Make sure the head is in line with the rest of your spine. Reach one arm up towards the ceiling. Okay, and from here we're going to thread our needle again. You're going to breathe out, reach towards the back, and breathe in, reach back up to the ceiling very slowly. We're only going to do 6 here, which gives you about 30 seconds of side plank. Here comes number 3. Breathe out. If at any point you have to take your hips back down, feel free. So I have 2 more coming up. Make sure you're lifting out of your underneath shoulder. Last one here. Okay, well done everybody. So let's take our hips back down. We take the cushion or towel over to the other side, and we repeat the same thing on our other side. So clamshells first. You're going to have your knees folded up, feet in line with your bottom, head resting on your arm, and towel. Oops. Create a space from underneath your waist here. Roll your top hip slightly forwards. Take your fingertips right behind your hip, and just see if you can feel those muscles at the back of your hip starting to work. Just a small movement. We're not rolling backwards. Now we can take it straight into clam level 2 with your feet up. Keep your feet squeezing together. Breathe out, lift. You might be able to feel this one a bit more. Again, the top hip is slightly forwards. Sometimes one side feels stronger than the other side, and we do 10 more here now. Breathe out, lift and squeeze. Breathe in, release. Sometimes we have to play around with the position of our legs a bit to feel the exercise better. I think this is number 3. And number 4 coming up. Number 5, you're looking right towards the front, making sure the head is in line with the rest of your spine. I think this is number 6. Let's do 4 more now. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now just hold it here. We go for the small ones now. So just halfway down and back up. And just 10 fast ones. 10, 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, almost there. Halfway through, 5, keep your feet together, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and hold. So hopefully you can already feel your bottom work. You're going to lift the knee a little bit higher, lengthen your leg diagonally towards the ceiling, and fold back up. We have 10 here, 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, 2 more coming up. This is your last one. You're going to lengthen out your underneath leg, tap your toes behind the knee or behind your calf. Now take the knee almost down to the floor and lift back up. So moving on to climb level 3. Okay, we have 10. Make sure you're not rolling backwards on this one. 9, and 8, and 7, and 6. Keep that space under your waist. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And hold it. Last bit now. 10 smaller and faster ones. Halfway down and up. So 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, 6. Halfway through. Do 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more. Last one. I'm glad it's over now. So take your knee in front of you. Give your bottom a bit of a clap here. And then from there, we'll go back to the modified side plank. So please put your elbow right underneath your shoulder. Create a big space from underneath your waist. Lift out of your shoulder. Try to take your hips away from the floor. Reach your arm up towards the ceiling and start threading your needle. So breathing out, reach from underneath. Breathe in, back to the ceiling. You know you only have 6 to go. This is already number 3 here. You have 2 more coming up. 3, no. 3 and 2. I'm still not good at counting. You have your last one here. Okay, well done everybody. Take your hips back down to the floor. So change of position. Bring your legs towards me. Some of you might want to sit on the folded up towel to be more comfortable. We're going to go for a quick side stretch here. So you need a long spine. You're going to take your right hand down by your side. The left hand is reaching up and across as your left sit bone pushes down into the mat. So you get a nice stretch along the side of your body. Back to the center. Left arm lifting, left sit bone pushing into the mat. Good. One last one here. Reach up and across and release. Let's switch over to the other side. So, oops, the microphone is coming out for me and the wire is stuck somewhere. So, left hand on the floor, right arm reaching up and across. Feel that stretch along your side. Don't forget to push your right sit bone back down into the floor. Big reach. Okay, last one here. Up and across. Okay, now from here we're going to do some rolling back on our mat. So I'm going to turn around. You can keep on facing the front. Actually, let me face you first. You have your thighs parallel, knees pointing to the ceiling, feet or heels on the floor. This is what it looks like from the side. You need a long spine. You can either hold on to the back of your legs or you can reach your arms out in front of you. Deep breath in. On the exhale, you're going to roll off the back of your sit bone. Scoop your tummy in to get your back into a C shape. Move forwards and lengthen out. So breathing out to go down. Scoop that tummy in. Breathe in, lengthen. So you could start rolling down a little bit more. We're just going to do 2 more and we hold it on the second one. So roll back, hold it here. We're going to do some arm openings now. So you're going to breathe out, reach the arm out to the side. Breathe in back to the center. Breathe out to the other side. So you will start feeling your tummy muscles work a little bit more. Keep that C shape in your spine. If you prefer to hold on to the back of the legs, you have one hand holding on, the other arm reaching out to the side. Okay, you have 2 more coming up to each side. One last one. Okay, hold it here. See if you want to go down just a tiny bit lower, and then lengthen back out into a straight spine. Okay, well done. From here, we go face up onto our mat. So you need to prepare your towel to go under your head. Okay, so roll yourselves down. Make sure the towel is under the back of your head with a space from underneath your neck. You bring your feet and your knees together. We're going to do a hip twist, which is really nice to loosen up our spine. You can have your arms out here, or for today, you could reach them up towards the ceiling. So bring your knees towards me, roll your head and the same arm over to the other side, and back to the center. Breathing out to open up. Keep your shoulder blades on the floor. Keep your feet and your knees together. So if anybody has a stiff back today, this is a really nice exercise to do. You're going to give me one more on each side here. Good. Now, from there, we're going to move on to our hundreds exercise. So you have quite a few options to choose from. You can have your toes on the floor. You could have your legs in tabletop, or you could have your legs diagonally towards the corner of the ceiling. So I'm going to start off in tabletop. Make sure you keep a tiny space from underneath your waist to keep that neutral spine. Open up your chest wide. Now you can either keep your head on your towel or bring your chin forwards to look at your legs and tummy. Your arms are reaching along your side. You're going to give me 5 arm pulses to breathe in, 5 arm pulses to breathe out. Now, if your head is off the floor, you have to make sure that you're not moving your head here. If your neck starts getting sore at the front, you just put your head back down to the floor. Make sure you have 90 degrees at your hips and knees if you're working in tabletop. I'm going to stretch out my legs now. Squeeze your feet and your legs together. You could even turn your hands around and do a couple of splashes here. So you should feel your tummy work by now. Okay, we're meant to do 100 here. I'm not going to count, so probably we're doing a few extra ones, which is okay. 5 splashes, breathing in. The movement is at your shoulder. Your wrists remain still. Let's go for one last set. Breathing in for 5. Breathing out for 5. And then lower your head down to the floor. Hug your knees into your chest and just give me a little rock side to side here. Okay, now moving on to scissors. Remember, if you have back pain, you do your scissors starting on the floor. Okay, if not, have your legs in tabletop. Make sure you keep that space from underneath your lower back. Relax your rib cage into the floor. The movement is at your hip. You keep your 90 degrees at the knees. Breathe out, float the leg down. Breathe in, back up. Okay, you could speed this up if you wanted to. Make sure you're controlling it from the lower part of your tummy. Now, if you want to move on today, hold it here. Lift your head away from the floor. Now, stretch one leg towards the ceiling. Hold on behind that leg. Stretch the other leg along the floor. And you're going to switch from here. Okay, a little pulse with the underneath leg. Keep your head still. So if this is not comfortable, go back to your other scissors here. Just have a few more coming up. Okay, let's do one more on each side. Okay, and then from there, bend your knees. Take your head down to the floor, hug your knees into your chest, and just give me a little rock side to side from here. Now let's move on to our shoulder bridges from here. You want to remove the towel from underneath your head now. You need to bring your feet in a little bit closer. Your knees are in line with your hips. Your arms are stretched out by your side. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, tug your tailbone under and peel your spine away from the floor until you come into this diagonal straight line. You want to stretch out the front of your hips and your thighs. Make sure that your knees haven't moved outwards. So hold it here. Breathe in. As you breathe out, soften your rib cage, tug your tummy in, and slowly roll back down one vertebra at a time. Release your tailbone into the floor. We're just going to do 3 more like this for today. So this is another really nice one for your back. Breathe in, hold here. Make sure your rib cage is not poking out at the front. Okay, one last one like this. And if you can, hold it up here now. Place your hands on your hips. Now, keeping your hips still, we're going to start scissoring our legs up and down. So it's breathing out on the lift, breathing in to slowly lower back down. Okay, don't take your feet too far away from you. You should be feeling this in your glutes and not so much in your hamstrings. Breathe out, float up, breathe in, step back down. One more on each side, and then we're going to move on. So before we move on, just roll back down to the floor once. Roll back up from here. Okay, now I'm going to move my feet a little bit closer. Take your right leg into tabletop. Now we're going for a straight back bridge here. So you're just going to lower your hip down to the floor and lift. We go for 10 and 9. If you want to do this with both feet on the floor, please do so. 7 and 6. So you should really feel this in your bottom again. 5 and 4 and 3. Just 2 more to go. Last one, and switch legs now. So float your other leg into tabletop. Again, if you know you want to have both feet on the floor, take both feet down, and a hip dip here, and then another 10 coming up. 9 and 8 and 7 and 6. Halfway through. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your foot back down to the floor. Slowly roll back down to the mat, 1 vertebra at a time. Hug one knee into your chest. Lengthen out the other leg if you can. Then bring this leg into tabletop. Keep your hand here so that the knee doesn't come towards you. Flex your foot, and we're just going to stretch the back of our leg a little bit. So you fold into tabletop, and then you try and lengthen out the leg as much as you can. It's harder with the foot flex, so if you want to relax your foot to make it easier, go ahead. Just give me 2 more here. Okay, and hold. Now, take your opposite hand, hold on to the outside of the knee, take the knee over to the other side, keeping your shoulder blades on the floor, and you want to feel a stretch somewhere on the outside of your hip and bottom now. You might have to play around with the position of the leg a little bit. Okay, slowly take it back, take the foot down, other knee into your chest, lengthen out one leg if you want, then bring this leg into tabletop. Keep your hand here to keep those 90 degrees at your hip. Flex the foot and extend the leg towards the ceiling. Good, so the stretch is right at the back of the knee. You're stretching your muscles and also the nerves at the back of the leg. You have 3 more coming up. And 3, Good. Hold it here. Take the opposite hand. Take the knee across. Keep your shoulders on the floor. You might have to move the knee a bit further up towards your chest to feel that stretch in your bottom. Okay, well done. Now hug your knees into your chest once more. We're going to come up to sitting from here. So we're almost ready now. Turn around. Come onto your knees. Tuck your toes under. Walk your hands towards your feet. Now pushing your feet down into the floor. Lengthen out your legs. Okay, feel that nice stretch at the back of your legs. You can bend your knees if that makes it more comfortable. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, restack your spine, one vertebra at a time. Roll your shoulders back. We just do 2 more roll downs just to stretch out our spine. Deep breath in. Exhale, chin to chest. Start rolling down very slowly. Relax your head between your arms, crown of your head pointing down to the floor. Breathe and hold. Breathe out. Roll back up. And one last one. Breathing out to go down. Breathing in to hold. Now stay a little bit longer and see if you can draw small circles with your arms. Make a fist so that your fingertips don't touch the floor. Circle your arms the other way around. And keep your arms still. Deep breath in. On the exhale, slowly back up. Okay, take a few seconds until the blood comes back out of your head. So we're just going to finish off with a squat here. Start reaching your arms back and above your head. Okay, so reaching back above your head. Just a few more. Coming up. Last one here. Now keep your arms above your head. I'm going to turn and face you again. Take your arms into a V shape. Take them slightly back so you feel that stretch across your chest. Okay, then you take your arms down. We finish off with a stretch for our neck. So I'm going to turn around now. Take your right arm behind your back. Slide your hand across and drop your left ear to your left shoulder. So you should be feeling that nice stretch at the side of your neck. Okay, and then release. Hold on to your left hand. Take your left hand across. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder to feel that stretch on the other side. Okay, and then slowly release. I'm going to face you again. Deep breath in, shoulders down. Exhale, one more time. Deep breath in, shoulders down. Exhale. So thank you very much for joining my class. You deserve a big clap. Hope you enjoyed it. Now, if you feel you need to take your workout further, you can join Synergy's online personal training sessions. You just have to send them an email or contact them on Facebook. You have your next session coming up tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, which is a circuit with Armando. Okay, so I wish you all a nice evening, and I hope to see you next week at the same time again. Bye-bye.